Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Joe Murgo. Another episode of That's Cool. This is the segment that you look at some things and you may sit there and go afterwards, oh, that's cool. It could be an app, it could be a website, it could be a scientific discovery, something that you will sit there and maybe afterwards, again, say, that's cool. And it could be a device that you may find out may help you out. And I do take suggestions, and if you have a suggestion on something you'd like me to cover in the future, email me at murgo@wtajtv.com. But this week, this came from a suggestion from someone, and it's a hearing enhancement tool. Now, before I get into what it is, let me just say, if you have hearing problems, the best thing that you should do is go talk to your doctor, talk to an audiologist. This is not something to prevent you from getting the proper medical care. But if you're having trouble hearing in some circumstances, or want headphones for a walk that may be safer, and that's a cool thing I found about this, this may work out for you. So what I'm trying out this week is the Wear and Hear. It is their advanced Bluetooth stereo headset. And what comes in a box is a pair of earphones connected to a Bluetooth wire. And there are two control centers at the bottom of each headphone, and it goes around your neck. All right. And this is to help you hear better. I did a mistake. And I'm always honest. And I took it, and right away, you need to download an app on your phone. I downloaded it. Really, at first, just wanted to jump in and try it out. Wasn't the best thing. I did get to hear a lot of neat things. In fact, I could hear my clicking on the keyboard and paper rustling. It just wasn't set up properly. So I went back and did what you should do with everything and read the instructions and go through more details. And that's what I did. And on the app, and this app is available both on the Apple App Store and also Google Play. All right. And so you download the app, and the thing to do is it has you do a self-administered hearing assessment. Now, the one thing about me doing this test, as I have, and my wife says it's a curse, I have like bad hearing. I have very good hearing. And this hearing assessment pretty much backed me up on it. So I ran the hearing assessment, and it came out with some results. So what you do is you'll actually go through your ears, and you'll find out which volume threshold that you can actually hear, and not just for certain tones. I mean, you go through from low tones to high tones, and high tones sometimes people have issues with. And my wife, I've always said, I think her hearing is starting to go a little bit, and you'll see. So I did the self-assessment, and I found out that my hearing is pretty good. Now, the first time I did it, I wasn't in the most quiet location, and you should be in a quiet location. And when I did it in a quiet spot, my hearing was really good. It wasn't bad in the first place. And then you notice on this other profile that I had someone do, they were losing hearing at the high frequencies. So you can see where someone may need it. So I set it up. And not only did I do it, I had my wife, because I'm really technology savvy, and this is an item that maybe someone who's a little bit older wants to try out, and you may get worried about technology. I will tell you the setup, very easy. So that's good. All right. So what does this do? It provides better hearing while letting sounds also through from ambient sounds, and it can also help filter out, enhance some of the frequencies that you need more on, not enhancing the ones you don't need more on. And it really works out pretty good. And I even did a couple of sample phone calls, and I listened to music, and I went for a walk. And the neat thing is you can set the pass-through sound. Now, this is something I found very safe, because when I was on a walk, I can actually hear cars, and I can hear things around me, and I can actually walk and hear the birds chirping and everything. And I thought that was a really cool thing. So it can let you hear music. It supposedly can help you in crowded situations. My problem is I couldn't go in crowds with the way things are right now due to COVID. And it's got some really neat features. So let me go over some of the features that it has. And I think you'll find it out, that it'll help out a good bit. Now, one of the biggest things that this can help you with is phone calls. And I did a thorough test with this. And I will tell you, for phone calls, I give it a big check mark. Hearing the conversation, it was great. I heard my friend, and it was really clear. And I could also hear him and still hear, I sat on my back deck, and I could, even if I could set it so I can hear the birds and other things around me, if someone was coming out or calling me. It was kind of neat. And you could still hear the conversation very well. Now, one thing about these Bluetooth systems is, well, how's the microphone? Because I'm just wearing the headset and I'm holding my smartphone, and the microphone, the other person said they heard me fine. So that was good. So another check mark. The controls, very easy with the volume and a hang-up control. And again, it's on your neck piece. So that was really good. And then they have something that I found really cool on this for someone in need. And that's this easy listen technology. Now, if you're a little bit hard of hearing, do you sometimes have a problem when someone's talking really fast? And this is coming from someone who talks really fast. And sometimes people are like, whoa, slow down a little bit. Well, this easy to listen technology is really cool, because you can hit a button and you can slow down a little bit, just a little bit. It doesn't lag the conversation too much, but the easy listen technology allows you to slow the rate of the person talking to you just a little bit. And my friend didn't even know when I was doing it at first, but it slowed his words down, which made it a lot more clear. So I found that to be really cool technology. So far you have, for the phone calls, 4 check marks. Now, I'm going to say one problem I'll see with this is, will you have this on when that phone call comes in? Otherwise, you'll have to pause to have, to turn on the phone call, and, that may be somewhat of an issue. So that's the only thing I'll sit there and go, well, it's great for phone calls, but are you going to wear it all the time? Are you going to have it on when that phone call comes in? It's great if you're calling out, but when a call comes in, you'll have to pause to get control if you need it. But if you really do need it, that's pretty good. All right, so listening to music and podcasts. Now, when I go exercising and going for runs and walks, I really love listening to music and podcasts. And, this is very cool. You hear about the AirPods from Apple, and Samsung has really good earbuds too. And you have noise-canceling headphones and everything like that. That have different features that allow you to hear while you're still hearing everything really well. Well, these did a very good job. All right, check mark. Volume control and pausing of your music and podcasts work really well. Just you reach up, very easy to feel. The buttons are very clear on your neck. The ability to hear through the technology. And what I mean by that is what you're listening to, maybe from your cell phone, just like your phone call, through your music, you can hear. The hear-through technology allows you to hear the ambient sounds while clearly listening to what you want to hear. That is really cool. So as I mentioned before, when I was out on my walk, I was able to hear the birds chirping. Now, you could set it up really high, and you can hear, I even heard my dog's toenails, AJ's toenails, hitting the pavement. Now, that's a little too much, but it's there. It really enhances things that much. But what's really safe about this, and that's why I have a big check mark for safety, is now I'm going to use these for my walks and runs because I can hear a car coming. And I was even able to have a conversation with someone Now, one person, it was perfect. They said hi and so forth, a couple of words passing from a distance, and I was able to hear them without even stopping my podcast. And I was able to hear both very well. Another time, there was someone at a great distance, and I was having trouble hearing them even if I didn't have my headphones on. I found it easier to take them off. I hit pause and took them off. So these are really good for safety. Now, audio quality, this is not for an audiophile. And what I mean by audiophile, the people who really are, love every tone and note. I mean, I'll tell you, if you're having problem hearing, this is going to allow you to hear the music and hear the music well. But I know audiophiles, and they can tell the difference in music playback, whether it's an MP3 or a WAV or so forth. So I'm giving it a neutral for audio quality. And if you have it really boosted up to hear someone talking in a noisy room, it allows you to hear, but their voice sounds a little bit different. So there's a pro and a con to that. But if you're having problems hearing, well, that's a good thing. All right, so now let's go over to the basic sound enhancement. It will help you hear TV, other sounds around you without blowing out your ears. So you don't have to sit there. Maybe one person can't hear as well as the other person. You don't want to boom the TV, or if you have your own headphones, sometimes you have to hit it really loud and you can't hear anything else. And that's, no, this somehow allows you to hear without blowing out your sensory in hearing by just playing things loud. It's hard to explain, but it worked really well. So with my testing, I have to be honest, it says it helps out a lot with busy restaurant conversations and live music concerts. Now, unfortunately, with the whole situation with the coronavirus, I can't test it. Now, I did go when there was a lot of lawn work and leaves rustling around me and so forth, and it worked well, but I could not give it that test. So that's why it's neutral. It may be a big check mark. It may not. But it is supposed to do both very well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overall product review. Just for the device that you're getting. Ease of setup. It was very easy. I wish some of the projects I've had that had instructions and an app that set up that easily. Battery life, pretty good. I used it for a while, and a few hours, and I still had 70% battery life in one of my longer, just on all the time tests. So I think the battery life is pretty good and can last you all day. Value, compared to headphones that will do some of these, and some headphones will do some of the features, not others. None would actually do that, slowing down of phone calls. So if you were talking about certain features, yeah, it's a pretty good value. Comfort, I'll give it a neutral. I'm never one who likes earbuds that much, but I will tell you, you do have several sizes, and I could play with in the pack. They have several sizes of the earbuds that you can put on. So it just may be that I haven't found the ones that I would feel comfortable wearing all day long. It wasn't that I was uncomfortable, but I knew they were there. And customization options, pretty good. Whereas you can customize for your hearing. That's awesome. But maybe some other things. I mean, the app does do pretty well. And let me just put up here right now. This is really easy. You do have buttons that you can push given the outdoor situation or inside or in a noisy room or so forth. But on the fly, I found it a little bit difficult given the situation, if I wanted to tweak things just on the fly without slowing down my life. But overall, I thought it was pretty neat. So again, if you are having hearing problems, go see a doctor. Go see an audiologist. Do a hearing test. And I'm not saying their hearing assessment was good, but and I would say yes, it's really good to do it because the product works so much better once you do it. But it doesn't take place of getting a true hearing test. So if you do that, but if they say, oh yeah, you need it, you don't need hearing aids, but you could use a little assistance now and then, or you want to wear headphones that will just let sound come through and enhance what you need, again, the frequencies you need, I thought this was a very good product for. All right. I don't get anything from them. I just doing this. This is one of those things that you have to do some research on your own. You can go to their website, wearandhear.com. And what I was testing out was the Be Here personalizable headset. And they have plenty of products on there, and you can get more information and more testimonials from other people. But this was a third party, me doing it, and I found it really cool. And I will tell you, the slowing down on the phone calls and just how nice. And I've heard some hear through technology. It was pretty good. I have to tell you, this was pretty good. All right. That is this week's episode of That's Cool. If you have an idea that you want me to review, go ahead and email it to me, murgo@wtajtv.com. And I'll also try to find other gadgets that can help you out in your life. And I think the next one I'm going to do is some instant plastic welding based off UV light. I like it. I think you'll find it cool too. That'll be on the future episode of That's Cool.